GoPro sticks, the bane of my life. I love videoing myself, showing technique, trying to improve by video analysis, just watching what I'm doing. It's a great tool to get information out there, to show hints, techniques, reviews, that sort of stuff. But my goodness, it's such a pain in the arse to have to hold a GoPro mount when you're winging. If it's going to get in the way, it will. It really does make, like I say, it makes everything more difficult, especially downwinding, where you're constantly, carving left to right, transitioning through that downwind zone where the wing can quite easily fall down in front of you and just block your view, and the danger, of course, is if you fall onto it, then you damage the wing, especially if it's the board and foil. Obviously, there's all the leashes to contend with, so it'll get tangled up. It'll just rob you of your concentration when you most need it. You're thinking about not dropping the GoPro stick, where to hold it, and if you should have pumped to stay on or move on to the next bump, then you've missed it, and with a small foil you quite often stall. So yeah, I've been trying lots of different GoPro poles mounted onto the board. I've done a rear mounted pole, and recently just tried a front mounted pole. So I thought I'd show you the results and talk you through some of the pros and cons of each type. So at the moment I shall just play a few more seconds of this just to give you the experience of the pain that I go through sometimes. And this isn't the worst of it. I mean, the amount of times I fall off because of it. There have been a few times where I've bashed myself in the face. Where do you shove it when you do want to hold it and you've got quite a long way to go into shore? Shove it down your board shorts, and of course then it can get rather painful. So enough. I've decided to try and perfect the board mounted GoPro pole, and these are the results. So here we go. This is footage, first time I've done it with the GoPro pole screwed into the front foot strap inserts. I really like the results. It eliminates a lot of the real weird distortion that goes on when you change the GoPro stick from hand to hand, and when it gets close to either you or the wing, then it really distorts. So a lot of that's gone, most of that's gone, and I think it tracks better as well. It's still quite hard because it's a GoPro 360. I think it's still quite hard to see the swell, the size of the swell or the waves if you're in waves. But that's there's nothing I can do about that. There's only so far you can zoom in and zoom out without losing quality on the GoPro 360. The negatives are that it does add a bit of swing weight. Not quite so bad front mounted, but rear mounted I felt that it felt a little bit more like it had more of an effect, more of an adverse effect when it was attached to the back of the board. But yeah, I was on the ART 1010 here, and the swell wasn't huge, but as you can see, it was very rideable. I would say that I could probably shorten the pole by a foot and still be able to zoom out enough to show what's going on without losing quality. I'll show you some pictures of the actual setup right now, actually. So there's three different shots, three different pictures. You can pause the video anytime, have a look at them more closely. So there it is, attached to the front of my prone board actually, but on the wing board, the Froth, it's exactly the same principle. So the metal bracket there is actually quite heavy, so if I made that out of aluminium, I think it would save a bit of weight, maybe a carbon pole as well. So here's footage that you may have seen before. This is rear mounted, just for driving around. Again, the 1099. The swing weight really is noticeable. Maybe that's because I'm pumping around on flat water, just chasing little bumps. The next clip, here we go. I really like this actually. This is rear mounted on the Froth 55, the wing board from Axis. Again, the 1099. You notice it, and when you're carving from side to side, you definitely notice that that sort of restriction, changing direction. You've got to anticipate it, and also a little bit of extra weight making it harder to pump. So there it is, mounted at the back of the pump 37, but again, same principle if it's the Froth. Pause those pictures anytime you like. So now I'll just show a compilation of clips, all mixed up from the front and rear mounted GoPro poles. And if you've got any comments, please fire them my way. I'll do my best to answer and help out as best I can. Hope you enjoy it.